Hi and welcome to Start With Security's podcast, episode 2, a little bit about Start With Security. In this episode, we'll be meeting the team and chatting about our experiences, how Start With Security came to be, and our expectations in the future. We will also find Scott Dunn's ambition is larger than we imagined. This is episode 1. A little bit about Start With Security. So I am joined here, my name is Ross Wesley, I'm joined here by Scott Simpson, the director, Scott Dunn, the project manager and technical guru, and we're going to talk a little bit today about how it started up, how it came about. So Scott Simpson, aka Simmo, how did Start With Security come about? How did you get involved in this?
So Start With Security came about primarily after being in business for 3 years, doing smart home solutions, Wi-Fi solutions, a lot of work in high-end residential properties. Over the years, we were just asked continuously by our clients to fill in the gaps with their security service providers.
Yeah.
Found quite often that the service was lacking, and we were asked to provide a service for them. So after about a year of doing that, we decided to take it seriously.
Yeah.
And formulate a new brand, build a new website, and go accredited. And
Nice.
start offering the system as a separate arm to the business.
Yeah, because Dunny, you two have known each other for quite a long time now, haven't you?
Going on 30 years.
Well, way back when, primary school, easily.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Too long is the answer.
Too long, yeah.
My understanding is you obviously had your brand start with Smarts, Simmo. You had an existing company, and then Dunny was doing a bit of subby work for you, wasn't he?
He was, yeah.
Yeah. And then Dunny, you obviously have got a vast experience in all of this. Like, you've worked for security guard and stuff. Talk us a little bit about that.
I've been in the security industry for 17 years now. I started my apprenticeship with a security company, training to be as an electrician, actually, rather than a security engineer. But I carried on and completed sort of both aspects of that industry. I then moved away from electrical work completely and went into doing CCTV for a company called Essa Technology. They were doing CCTV to government organisations and councils and things like that. Yeah.
Was there a reason why you moved away from the electrical stuff, or
just wasn't for me?
Yeah.
I found it to be quite stale.
Same sort of.
It was all the same thing over and over again. Sockets and lights. It was all a bit sort of. There was nothing to show for it really at the end. Whereas with
the tech side of stuff.
The tech side of it's more for me. Yeah, so cameras and intruder alarm systems, all of that kind of stuff. There's something tangible at the end that you can play with, really.
So you started off with your tickets from electrical, and then what? The company took you in and trained you up in house, or did you go on any courses for it, or
it was an apprenticeship?
It was an apprenticeship. So you kind of already done your apprenticeship with electrical. And went, I'm going to bully myself a little bit more.
Yeah.
Glutton for punishment.
Absolutely.
So you were obviously subcontracting with Simmo on the smart home side. At what point did you guys think we need to join forces here? There's a gap in the market.
I think we talked about it for a long time actually. We probably shared about 1 million ideas.
As you did.
Easily 1 million.
As you did.
I think we just slowly edged closer to really understanding that there's an opportunity there.
Yeah.
Because the longer we went through our journey as a business, we just the level of inquiries increased.
Yeah.
And we really started to understand the opportunity, and then as with anything, when we see opportunities, we like to take them. So
yeah, absolutely. So you saw the gap in the market. Thus was born Start With Security. Just give us a little bit of an idea between the two of you on the ethos and what you feel like your core values are, because a lot of companies out there nowadays, they boast about this, but yours was really kind of born out of the problems that other companies were presenting customers. So tell me a little bit more about that.
I think initially it all hinged on, well, for me anyway, it all hinged on the fact that we come from a high-end residential background.
Yeah.
So we were service first, service orientated with everything we were doing, and instead of thinking about rapid deployment and the fastest way to get a solution in, we would quite often take a consultation sort of approach, and
there's always
every single detail of every piece of cabling, I was more than willing to explore that with customers as and when required. So for me, that really emphasised the need for service first mentality.
Yeah.
So for me, certainly that's one of the principal core values I intend to carry through.
Yeah, and obviously working on site with you, I know very well like your nuances and attention to detail. Why did you want to start with security? What was it for you from your side on the engineering side that made you feel like something different was needed out there?
Well, I spent a lot of time working for bigger security firms where it was sort of more about getting in, getting out and moving on to the next one, and the aftercare and the care during the process kind of wasn't really thought about. I didn't really get the time to take any sort of pride in my work and make sure that the customer was happy. It was very much more about getting the job done as soon as possible.
Yeah.
I didn't feel like I had enough value in the process to really put forward something at the end that I was happy with. So I didn't feel like if I was happy with it, that the customer would be happy with it.
Yeah.
Whereas I think coming from doing the smart home stuff and the technology, there's a real balance there that we get to use our smarts and use the extra time and care and attention to detail that we can provide to put something in front of customers that's far superior to what most guys in our industry are doing today.
Yeah, so from when I came here, you can kind of see there's a real synergy between the two of you, like from the security industry and that background and the engineering and technical side, and then the smart home industry, which was service first and high end product offering. You come together and you've almost got that balance, haven't you? Where your ethos is like complementing each other, but also balancing each other out, not sacrificing too much of the engineering technical side for the high end quality side.
Oh, definitely.
One thing I've noticed since coming to work with you is like we all have like our own roles. We're all very good at our individual things, but there's always been a balance of like trying to make sure that we're all clued in on most aspects of the business. You guys obviously dialed that in with your thought process, your mentalities when it comes to the ethos and core values. How challenging was that in the beginning when you first start with security to get that aligned? Did you find that there was issues when you were on a customer facing basis or in the office with the design? How quickly did it take for you to gel, and what kind of challenges do you think you had to overcome to get to where you are now?
I think it's as with most things, it's time really. I think you start with the best will in the world to do the best service and product and solution start to finish, especially where the customer journey is concerned. But until you fall over a few times, you don't really have a reference point.
No.
So it's about allowing, I suppose, time to flow by freely and just make sure we're communicating properly along the way. Sharing our ideas and putting pen to paper. When it doesn't work, we adjust. We make the improvements. We're so quick at picking it up and adjusting. And I suppose from where we were when we first started to where we are now, we've got a lot of improvements to talk about, haven't we?
Yeah, I think we're quite efficient, generally speaking. I mean, we both know what we're good at. We both know how to delegate our work. And we both know enough about what each other are doing to make sure that we're sort of keeping each other on task at all times.
Has a lot of that come from the pre-existing relationship and the fact that you've known each other for that amount of time?
I would say so, yeah, because it means there's pros
and cons.
Yeah. It means there's no filter there. There's no need to beat around the bush. We can just call each other out on our mistakes as and when they happen.
You're pretty much family
dry
at this point, aren't you?
Yeah. Don't hold our words.
Yeah.
Don't pull our punches.
Sometimes that directness is nice. Other times you just sit there and think, a bit too much.
Seems to be an atmosphere.
Okay, so obviously as it comes through, you got a little bit bigger, and then me enters the picture. So expansion's working for you at the moment, and the direction of the company's going in a positive direction. So tell me a little bit about what you foresee in sort of the next 6 months to a year, start with security evolving into, because we know where you come from. We know that you've been friends a long time. You both got a solid background. But where do you really want to push this to?
I think we want to. For me, I would like to be established really in the way that we have a core selection of customers, or core pack of customers rather, that we're really working with closely over the years to come.
Yeah, that repeat custom, keeping people happy. You know, so you're looking in the security side of things towards servicing and maintenance. You know.
Well, I think it's as you know, people's business change, right? We like to. I think we all like to try and forecast where we would like to be, but the reality is it can change a lot.
Yeah.
And I think as people's business changes, so do the requirements of the business, and security is part of a requirement of the business. And to have us on hand, or for us to be there for a business as they change their requirements, it's nice to just be able to support people through their journeys, really.
Yeah, absolutely. And Dunny, obviously, from the engineering side of you, what kind of expansion would you like to see the company take on? Obviously, keeping it realistic and like growth minded.
Yeah, I mean, world domination is off the table at this point.
That's what I like about him, is his ambition.
I'd like to see us be in a place where we're keeping everybody happy. I don't see expansion necessarily as always a positive.
That's a fair point.
I would rather have 20 happy customers than 40 ones that are just sort of towing the line. So for me,
because you've run yourself threadbare, you can't apply a resource to help us.
Quality over quantity, really.
Part of our process is obviously going to these customers and seeing them when we're putting the kit in and when we're sort of dealing with the aftercare paperwork and the ongoing relationship with service and maintenance. So if there's always something in the back of their mind that they're not happy about, there's always going to be sort of an itch they can't scratch during that relationship. So I like it to be sort of as mutually beneficial, I suppose, on all sides. Okay. Part of that means having the time to actually sit down with customers and listen to them, and that's paramount, because if you're not listening to them, you don't know whether they're happy or not. And if you don't know whether they're happy or not, they'll go elsewhere. But I see customers more than you.
Yeah,
you deal with them from the start of the job, and the occasional phone call really for booking things in, and a bit of aftercare here and there. I've got to I'm in the position where I'm sort of face to face with them regularly. I'm going to deal with their sort of trials and tribulations throughout the relationship. So for me, I find it even more important that relationship maintains a sort of strong bond.
It's an interesting point, really, because you are sort of the go-to, really, aren't you? When somebody's having an issue with a system, and issues do happen. We can't pretend that we put a system in and then we'll run off into the sunset together. Issues arise, and when they do, it's quite important. It can be quite alarming. It can be quite really sort of like high tension stuff for the person in their business. And
absolutely,
he's the face of that. He's the solution to that, because the customer will pick up the phone. All of the queries will go through to Scott because he's the technical solution to the problem they're having.
Yeah.
And he'll manage that throughout.
Yeah.
And we've got our back end systems to look at the quantities and frequencies of a system, and we keep our records, but ultimately he's the guy that will go out there and deliver that peace of mind again.
Yeah, absolutely. So it brings me quite nicely onto the next point. It's like, obviously I've come in, and one of the things I'm excited about to do with you guys is build the social media following, build these platforms where we can, directly speak to each other and people get an insight into what we're doing, and then the customers see a little bit more about how we do things. That's one thing I'm really excited about. And it brings like a new team and the exciting dynamics that brings as well. What are you guys excited about? Like, that's upcoming. It could be anything from like tech to something. Is it some training you got in mind? Is it a new product spec that you're looking at? Is it a new new area that you wanna deliver a service to. So, Dunny, what are you excited about coming up?
I'm excited about getting into really serving the fire alarm industry a lot better. We've got a lot of things sort of churning to aim towards sort of certification through BAFE and through the SSAIB to be able to offer fully compliant fire alarm systems with that extra level of certification that we can't currently offer. But that means that opens up quite a vast industry to us of commercial offerings that we can package together with
because you've got all your tickets already, haven't you?
Exactly. Yeah.
So it's not like you don't know, but as a company, we just need to work to the standard.
A paperwork exercise, really.
Formalise
Formalise that. So when we can offer that, we can start bundling our whole commercial package into sort of one customer, and that for clients is brilliant because they've got one point of contact for most of the things they've got in their building.
Yeah, perfect.
And that, again, which makes that relationship even more important.
Yeah.
It's really good to be able to sort of offer all of it under one roof and be able to be that guy for them.
And an overall package, perfect. And Simmo, what about you? What are you looking forward to?
I'm looking forward to sort of continue to innovate, really. I mean, that's probably front and centre for me most times. I feel like, we've got to continuously develop. That can be developing people within the business, within the roles of the business, developing our products, developing our services. And I think my sole purpose really is to keep us driving on all fronts. At any time.
One thing that's really excited me that we've started talking about recently is this new offering with Pyronics, having a look at the more affordable home intruder alarm kits.
It's not been something we've been able to offer until recently, is it?
Exactly that. So with that in mind, tell me a little bit of how you decide what you offer, because obviously there's so many different systems out there's so many different brands and stuff like that. What are the main points that you kind of want to bring to your customers to the forefront? Is it you want to make it as affordable as possible, the best quality, or is it a balance of these things?
It's definitely a balance. I think I think the key to having a bit of success for everybody in understanding that is really tuning the balance in favour of the customer. So I think as a business, like most businesses do, we look at various different markets. So we kind of take a granular approach really with the products we offer. An example of that might be like when we're putting a security system on a farm, where we've got to be conscious about the environmental placement of devices. So we would pick more of a rugged device. All of the gubbins and kits that we're using would be suitable for the environment. It won't corrode fast. It's going to stand the test of time. When we're thinking about an intruder alarm in somebody's home, we probably want to think more along the lines of what base level of protection can we give them at the most competitive cost.
Yeah, absolutely, and aesthetic as well, isn't it? It's if you're in a rugged environment, a little bit of more of a rugged aesthetic. If it's in a warehouse, you're not going to worry about how it looks like. You just really want the best kit to protect your assets. Yes. In a home, you want that peace of mind. You also don't want to invite someone into your home and see a big black bolt on thing.
Camera.
In the living room. Could you imagine just all getting no. There's a little bit of balance there when offering this system, and that's why I'm quite excited about Pyronics, because up until this point most of the home intruder alarm systems haven't even really been of a good enough quality to kind of offer like a robust system.
Certainly not at the lower
end.
Range.
Most of them can't be graded, and then also the price points have either been really high or it's been really cheap and not very good kit. So like we're getting a nice balance there with a little bit of everything. The aesthetic of it, the price point of it, and the deployability of it from our point of view, which because it's easier to deploy than some systems, makes
Very
it
much
cheaper
so.
for the customer as well.
It does.
Is there anything else like out there at the moment that you feel like is on the radar as being like kind of the next cool thing that you kind of want to innovate with, and
In terms of products,
in terms of product or a service or something like that?
well, I think one of the services we're really coming through with is the remote assistance service. That we
Remote
offer.
assistance. Tell me more.
So, traditionally in the alarm industries, we would rely on security guard response or police response in the event of an alarm. But obviously, with the arrival of internet,
Yeah.
that message could be delivered to the owner's phone within an instant.
Yeah. Instant notification, push notification.
Instantly there, and it
Yeah.
comes through as a critical alert as well. So if you've got your phone on Do Not Disturb or something like that, it will push through that
So
notification.
it will override any silent functions
Absolutely,
or anything.
It'll wake you up.
Okay.
So it really is bringing this self-monitoring dynamic through
Yeah.
in the alarm industry, and what we're finding is that can really save on yearly fees for customers.
Yeah,
you know?
because obviously if something goes wrong, you get a call out. You have to pay for that privilege, don't you?
You do, and you have to pay a yearly connection fee.
Yearly
just to maintain
connection
the
fee
connection.
to connect with the police
Yeah.
and that. But also, if it's an alarm fault or something like that, you know, and there's a way around it with a remote assistant, you're saving yourself on an engineer fee, aren't
Absolutely. Yeah, well,
So-
yeah, definitely. Traditionally, it would be a call out to explore the issue.
you? Yeah.
So you'd pay for an engineer's attendance to arrive to site, to have a look at what the issue might be, and then if it was something small they could replace, they would do it there and it might be done. But if it was a device that needed to be ordered, it would be
Yeah.
another attendance to go and correct that.
So you're almost able to cut out that first visit with the
Absolutely.
diagnostics through a remote management
Totally,
system.
yeah.
Yeah.
We work on the system as if we're there.
Yeah, and Dunny, how deployable is that? Does it take much more work or anything like that, or is it all inbuilt in the system when you?
No, the majority of these type of systems have that sort of facility built into them, or can be added on with a relatively small sort of addition in cost.
Yeah.
And I mean, very small, really,
Yeah.
by comparison to your ARC costs and the additions that go with that.
And there's no reoccurring fee with that, is there?
No, not as such.
So,
I mean,
let's explain what ARC is. ARC is Alarm Receiving
Correct.
Centre, and that's a device that you place in line with the alarm system. So when the alarm is tripped, it will make a call out to the relevant emergency services to alert them that attention's needed at the property. Now, you have to pay a monthly fee. Is that
Sometimes
right?
yearly or
Yeah,
monthly.
sometimes
Depends
yearly or
on the
monthly.
Yeah.
But you'd also need the ability to call out. So you need a SIM card with a credit on there as well.
It's usually included in the
It's
fee.
included.
It's usually included all in
Usually,
one.
Yeah, so
Okay.
typically what would happen is the device on site would carry a yearly cost, and that is somewhere in the region of maybe £150 to £200
Yeah.
per year.
Yeah.
Alarm companies essentially redistribute that direct to the customer. So
Yeah.
some alarm companies might present that as a monthly fee and
Yeah.
include the yearly site visit for maintenance,
Yeah.
all in that fee. Other companies might dissect it down and charge it up front. There's
And
lots of different ways.
Let's
it
go
can be
worst
presented.
case scenario. What happens if that alarm company goes down? You've then got to redo all that process again to sign up with a new alarm.
You have to migrate the system to a different
Yeah.
company that can support
Yeah.
that connection.
Yeah, exactly. So then
Yeah.
it becomes a hassle, doesn't it? Whereas with the remote assistance, you're kind of taking all that hassle away.
You are very much so.
Yeah.
And it's directly applicable to people that are interested in self-monitoring.
Yeah,
So-
self-monitoring,
self-monitoring.
able to keep their finger on their pulse.
Yeah, and the only reasons why you wouldn't be able to self-monitor your system is if perhaps insurance decided that it was a requirement in their policy.
Yeah.
So when
But
sometimes
that would be something they're aware of and something that they
Yeah.
can then account for.
yeah
Yeah,
precisely.
perfect.
Yeah.
So on we've looked at innovation, we've looked at the direction of the company. What I want to know is a little bit more about yourselves personally, because people will like to know who they're dealing with and that all the time. So we're gonna just do a little exercise where you're gonna give me your full name, including your middle name.
No way.
Yes.
Get out of it.
Full name, including your middle name. One thing that you like to do in your spare time, like if it's like a hobby activity or whatever, your favourite dinner, your favourite drink, and your biggest motivator to get up and come to work in the morning. So, Dunny, you first.
Spotlight.
I am Scott Nicholas Dunn. I've forgotten all your questions now.
You'll have to ask them.
Favourite hobby or activity?
Well, favourite hobby, I've got to say it's between my Xbox and my guitar, really. There's a healthy balance between the both.
Yeah.
Depending on how stressful the evening's been.
Guitar Heroes.
Guitar Hero.
I mean, yeah, if you want to...
That's too easy. That's too easy.
Okay, favourite food?
Favourite food? It's got to be Thai curry.
Thai curry.
Absolutely, a nice red hot curry.
Yeah, nice. Favourite drink?
Favourite drink? Never really thought about that, to be honest. I'll
let you in a secret. Mine's a cup of tea.
do you know what? Probably one of those Oreo milkshakes from Five Guys. I quite like those. They're pretty good.
Yeah, that's a great shout.
That's a very good shout.
That's a very good shout. I forgot about milkshakes entirely.
Yeah.
And then one thing that motivates you to get up and come in and work in the morning.
Knowing I'm building something bigger than me, I like the fact that I'm directly responsible for building this company, and the hopes that we can provide security for people, and at the same time I can provide for my family by doing that, and provide jobs for people, and
the pride in the company.
In the company itself, and all of the things that happen with it by extension. Knowing that I can build something that is going to potentially outlive me.
Yeah.
And have a bit of a legacy almost. I know it's a security company, not like I've invented penicillin, but at the same time I've left my mark on the world in some fashion.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
Fair.
Scott, what is your middle name?
My middle name is Drake.
Scott
After the great
Drake.
Sir Francis Drake.
No, I was going to say you're
after
definitely
the
after. So we've got Scott Drake Simpson.
That's
excellent.
Yeah, proud of it.
Favorite hobby.
Favourite hobby probably has to be socialising, I think.
Socialising.
Yeah, like catching up with close friends.
Going out. Yeah. Okay. Favourite food.
It's got to be Stacey's roast.
Is it?
Yeah, she's refined it to the point where it's absolutely incredible.
Yeah.
Really incredible.
Nice. Favourite drink.
Favourite drink?
Guinness.
I would say at the moment it's Guinness, but I am movable on that.
Usually, because if we drink it together, you can't keep up.
It depends if I'm trying to stay dry, doesn't it?
And motivator for getting up in the morning to do these things.
I think similar to what Scott said, really, in the way that I'm mindful I'm building something here that hopefully will benefit me and my family for many years to come.
Yeah.
And also just refining my craft. I like to come in, I like to try and make improvements every single day.
Yeah, perfect.
So I'm going to flip this.
Me, yeah.
Here we go.
So,
but before we ask you your questions, I also want to ask you how your journey's been in the business so far, because you've been, how many months sort of around our business now?
probably we're getting on to 6 months now, aren't we?
6 months, yeah.
Getting close to 6. My journey's been really good. So we met on site at a house that I was roofing on.
Yeah.
And I knew that I liked you guys when I listened to the music Dunny was playing.
Yeah. ABBA, wasn't it, if I remember
ABBA,
right?
yeah.
ABBA.
Complete hits.
ABBA complete hits. Yeah. And we got to talking, and then you gave me a lift home one night from site because I live literally 2 minutes around the corner from you. And we were sat in the car, and we got to talking like you do on all these kind of things, and it just like so happened that I've done engineering before, and you guys are like, oh, I'm looking for manpower, and then you were like, oh, I also need to do marketing and stuff. Well, I've done all that before.
Yeah.
And it was like the universe and the worlds had aligned. We were sitting there going, oh, really? Yeah, this could be interesting. And then, funny enough, I got kicked off that site because I was doing extra to help the guy out, and I couldn't make it one day, and he didn't like the fact that I couldn't make it one day.
Yeah.
So
you become available, didn't you?
Yeah, I became available, and you went, right, well, that's it.
Let's give it a go.
And I remember the first couple of weeks, it was a bit weird because I I've always been kind of like I'll do it myself kind of thing. You know, I look out for myself. I work for myself. You know, I consult for people. I do bits for people. I was doing a bit of roofing because it was summer and it was nice on the roof.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
it was never going to be a long term thing. And then this come around, and I remember I told you guys I only wanted to do 2-3 days a week.
How that snowballed.
Yeah, but the thing is, when you get excited about seeing it and seeing the passion, like for me, it wasn't just the fact that I saw the passion for it that really helped, but it was also the application of your passion, the fact that you're willing to get down to the nitty gritty, to level 1, do it all yourself. You know, that to me commands a respect that you don't see elsewhere. And that's when I kind of felt to myself like, this is somewhere I don't mind working. I like seeing. And we instantly all had like this rapport of like being able to communicate. Like me and Dunny on site, like, you know, we work well. We get on well. We have like similar nuances. We have similar mindsets with attention to detail. Obviously, I'm a little bit slow because I've not done it for a long period of time. So getting back into it and stuff and learning the nuances of security engineering and stuff, it takes me a little bit longer. But like Dunny's a good teacher and he's like an encyclopedia. So I just go to the encyclopedia of Dunny and I'm like, hey mate, can you help me? Yes, yes.
Some wisdom in there, isn't there?
Yeah, and then I've obviously got a bit of a balance. So I've got site work and office work, which suits me down to the ground. It's nice to be in the office working with you as well.
Nice to have that chop.
Yeah.
Keep things interesting and fresh.
So yeah, and then.
So what is it you're most looking forward to then?
The thing I'm most looking forward to here is just the potential of it, you know, the potential of this project, and then sort of almost applying myself to get the most out of it. You know, like I look forward more to the doing it, you know, the application of method. We've recently in times we've been doing a lot of the groundwork to build it from the bottom up. We're at that cusp now. We're at that cliff edge where we've just got to push it over and start to take the plunge on it. So
I think that's a lot of what I enjoy too, is we share ideas mutually. We'll brainstorm things and then we'll take the parts away that we got to do. Yeah. And we'll all have our different part in that. And we all have that sort of space then, don't we, to start working collectively towards what we've discussed.
We're very good as a team of communicating and then giving each other the space. Like there's obviously going to be times where we disagree and stuff like that. It's never really an issue because none of us take it to heart because it's a professional environment. And I think that's what I liked about this was, I saw that you two have been friends for a long time. You could see that dynamic. But when we're in this room, when we're in this office, it's work. Let's be serious now. We've got stuff to do. Yeah. And then, so like, I'm really looking forward to just the application of all the methods that we've been getting out, hashing out. And I feel like this year we're just going to slowly start smashing it out. Yeah. And there's going to be a lot more doing. I see a lot more progress happening in the next 6 weeks, more than anything else, because this is the time where
the pieces are starting to fit.
It's starting to fall in place. Like, I mean, we had like a business meeting with like an external company just to give us a little bit of an idea, and they were like, "You're doing all the right things," and we had that validation.
It was great feedback.
It was great feedback. That, like, from an outside perspective, what the groundwork that we've been putting in was like, yes.
It's kind of nice to know after all that work we're on the right track. Nothing worse than being misguided.
For sure.
So then, questions to you. What were they?
My full name is Ross David Wesley.
Ross David? I've just learnt that now.
Yeah. Ross David
that's
Wesley.
The worst out of all of them.
David after my granddad and my great uncle.
Yeah, right. And your favourite activity?
My favourite activity. This is so difficult. I love training Nico. I think
he's a good boy.
He's so good. He's a Welsh collie.
Nico, by the way, Nico's your dog, right?
Yeah, Nico's my dog. He's a Welsh collie.
To make that distinction.
He's not the apprentice.
I'm currently training him to herd and using whistles and that. And just every time every time he gets better, it just gives you a little. Ooh.
Yeah.
So that's like he takes up a lot of my time. I also like so DJ and produce music. That's really nice to me. But like I like my job is what I enjoy doing as well. I enjoy my work. Yeah, because I get to do a lot of creative stuff. So the creative side of it is really good for me.
And your favourite dish?
My favourite dish, roast lamb dinner.
Roast lamb dinner.
Roast lamb dinner.
Shot. 2 roasts here.
Yeah, roast lamb.
Yeah.
But like proper roast lamb, mint sauce, like a nice stuffing. Like my mum.
Oh, I'm getting hungry.
My mum's roast dinner is belting, to be fair.
Yeah.
Nice. My favourite drink is a bottle of Corona.
A bottle of Corona.
No lime.
No lime.
No lime. I don't do cocktails. But a nice bottle of Corona.
It just all the alcohol drinkers are in here.
Yeah.
Guinness and Corona.
Yeah, I like Corona. I did say tea earlier because tea's like my staple every day. But there's nothing that beats like a cold Corona after like a shift or
it's nice
on a beach. It's like it's just nice. And then what was the last one?
I think that was it, wasn't it? Favourite drink.
Favourite drink and aspiration.
Oh yeah.
What motivates me to get out of bed?
The alarm clock.
No, I'm naturally quite an early bird anyway. I think for me is just knowing that I'm going to get up and enjoy what I do for the day.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm surrounding myself with people that I enjoy being around. You know, like life's not without adversity, and I've had a lot of adversity in my life. And I got bored of, you know, making up things to get out of bed for. So I just thought to myself, I'm going to strip it back. What do I want to get out of bed for? And it's got to be something I enjoy, something that puts a smile on my face or challenges me, you know, mentally. I need the stimulation, the creative side. I'm very much like a well-rounded person in the fact that I like everything. There's not like one specific thing. So, you know, it doesn't matter what I'm doing as long as I'm stimulated, challenged, I'm happy.
Yeah,
you know,
purposeful.
Yeah, purposeful.
Yeah.
You know, I like could just sweep the hangers here all day, every day, as long as because I enjoy manual labour.
Yeah.
You know, and some people were like, "What? How can you do that?" And I'm like, I don't know. It's just strange like that. I really enjoy it.
We all share that, don't we? I think.
A little bit of graft and stuff like that. But I don't mind because as long as I get up and I enjoy it and I'm with good people and stuff, not a problem.
Well, it's nice to know that we're all on the same page for that stuff, isn't it?
Yeah,
you know?
Yeah, absolutely. So, just to wrap it up, we've spoken a lot about us. I want you to give me kind of your top thing that you're excited for in 2023. Start with security. Your top thing that you're excited for.
Business networking.
Business networking.
It's been a recent discovery for me. So quite apprehensively began a networking event called BNI.
Yeah.
Last year, I was quite skeptical going in. I didn't really know if it was going to be something I would enjoy. And I kind of took it on face value a little bit, and I thought, you know, it's just a place really where you share opportunities of business with people. But actually, it's a community. It's a good selection of peers there that all have wisdom and offer and advice to give back to me, and I've learned a lot more than what I thought I might.
Perfect.
And I've been there for a few months now, so I'm looking forward to continuing that and other networking events this year.
Sweet, Dunny.
Tech, all the way through. We've got a couple of events coming up soon, which are great for the networking, which is also a good point. But we've got a couple of sort of the trade shows, if you like, where all the manufacturers get together, industry leaders and stuff like that. You know, you can probably nerd out on all the new bits and pieces. and you know, it's not just born of me being a nerd. You know, it's just, you know, we're a smart company. Tech is sort of the forefront of what helps us.
Innovation through technology,
and innovate and offer and offer the services that we offer. So, you know, to be able to keep up to date with what's coming through and know how we can use it to offer a good service and continue to offer a good service is paramount. Really.
Yeah. See, so for me, the thing I'm most excited for 2023 is this platform that we're building for ourselves to show the world who we are. So, the fact that, we are going to put ourselves in the forefront of people's faces, be like, we're here, we're security done different, know. And I really want to convey the messages that we've discussed, our USPs, what we like to do, how we like to act, all that good stuff. I'm really excited to bring that to the forefront of people's attention.
Just quick reflection then, we're all excited about the areas we work within the business.
It's funny.
We're on track.
It's almost like we compartmentalise it.
So this has been Start With Security's podcast. My name is Ross Wesley. This is Scott Simpson. We've got Scott Dunn. You'll be seeing us in this forum a little bit more. Hopefully doing some more interesting things. If you guys have got any ideas or anything that you want to look at, let us know. Comment, subscribe, share, all that good stuff. This will be available on RSS, on Spotify, and on Apple Music, and most other platforms as well through that. We are Start With Security. We're here for your security and fire needs, so please let us know if there is anything.